The following feature presentation is not rated. It contains scenes of full frontal nudity and extreme violence. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes!
Yes!
Discretion is cool.
SpongeBob.
Yes!
This is a part 2 video.
Part 2! Part 2, part 2, part 2, part...
Be sure to check out part 1. Without any further ado, the number 1 on my list of the greatest cartoon hippies is Fritz the Cat. So what can I say about him? Well, a lot actually. Fritz was created by the famous underground cartoonist R. Crumb. Fritz was known for his drug use and sexual promiscuity, and he was eventually discovered by a filmmaker named Ralph Bakshi. He realized that Fritz would be perfect for a movie because he wanted to make an animation for adults, and what resulted was an X-rated smash hit. However, R. Crumb didn't like the political messages of the movie, but, you know, I guess life is full of concessions.
Rick, I don't like glowing rocks in the kitchen trash.
Well, I don't like your unemployed genes and my grandchildren, Jerry, but life is made of little concessions.
There's also a sequel called The 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat that was made without involvement from either R. Crumb nor Ralph Bakshi. Now that you know the history of the character, let's talk about the movie itself.
Family, you know, you bring them up so they don't screw until they get married. You take them to church on Sunday. Well, this is the thing now. Free love. These kids think they're the first generation that ever screwed before they got married. We all did.
After the opening credits, we are introduced to Fritz, who meets his friends at the park and tries to pick up some chicks. However, things don't go as planned.
Chicks. Easily impressed by spades.
It's the thing, man.
Anyway, the crow rejects their advances, and Fritz is able to get a hold of the situation.
Power to the people. I'm taking a course in African studies at school. I had no idea you people were so civilized.
Why does a great actor like James Earl Jones always have to play black men?
I had a black girlfriend once who said that Jewish people were the closest to black people. I'm Jewish, you know.
I ain't no jive-ass black nigger, honey. Who do you think I am, Geraldine?
He then takes the girls to an apartment where a pot party is taking place, and he ends up taking them into the bathroom, and he has sex with them in the bathtub. However, everybody else starts joining in, and eventually the cops come and they shut down the party. However, Fritz is able to hide in the toilet and gets away. This is X-rated for a reason, folks. The cops manage to track Fritz all the way to a synagogue, and ironically, one of the pigs is actually Jewish.
Didn't you have no bringing up?
I got bar mitzvah.
You ain't supposed to live, bro.
However, Fritz ends up getting away because a radio announcement ends up coming that the U.S. ends up sending more weapons to Israel, causing everybody in the synagogue to break out into celebration, including one of the cops. Actually, the one that isn't Jewish.
I don't want to break the cycle.
But you're not supposed to dance.
I got musical feet.
Dumb rookie. Dumb rookie. Dumb rookie. Dumb rookie. You're not supposed to dance, Ralph, because you're not Jewish.
Fritz then is at his college, New York University, and he just goes off the deep end about how he finds the whole college life to be phony and all this, and how he wants to be exploring the world. So he ends up burning down his, he ends up burning everything and sets the whole place on fire by accident. Afterwards, he realizes what a mistake he's made. Then after a Bo Diddley song, Fritz ends up in a bar full of crows who don't take too kindly to him. He does manage to make friends with Duke, a crow who likes to play pool, and when Fritz accidentally helps him get all the pool balls in the hole, he offers to buy him a drink, which leads to a pretty uncomfortable situation for all involved.
Oh, great. Hey, boy, can I have a drink?
It's moments like these where Ralph Bakshi's early films really shine. I just love how they tackled the issue of race relations back then. Anyway, they end up stealing a car, and Fritz decides to drive like a crow, leading to a near-death experience. But not before we're reintroduced to the pigs from earlier. They have since been reassigned to Harlem, and one of them is scared of crows, but that doesn't mean he can't get trigger happy. I really have no comment. So Fritz eventually drives off of a fucking bridge, and he and Duke somehow survive. We then get another song, and following that, we're introduced to the crow version of some of the characters from Reefer Madness, whom Duke and Fritz have come to visit.
How's the crowd tonight?
Not bad. Pushing enough grass to make our money.
Excited about having the first cat around in like forever, the lady crow gets Fritz high as hell and proceeds to tease him sexually. In the midst of the act, Fritz has an epiphany about starting a revolution. He then tells a communist speech for all the folks in Harlem.
Revolt! Revolt! Revolt, you thick-skulled idiots! You have carried heavy burdens for the bosses! You have sweat your lives away for the bosses!
However, all he does is provoke a race war. Bad kitty. It is during this race war that Duke gets killed. Shit just got real. Fritz then decides to get the hell out of New York, so he embarks on a cross-country road trip with his girlfriend Winston, who is a complete bitch. The car breaks down because she was too stupid to refill the tank, and yet she somehow makes it his fault. So he abandons her and hitches a ride from a heroin-addicted Nazi rabbit and his girlfriend Harriet. It turns out that the rabbit's part of an underground society planning on blowing up a power plant. However, Harriet suggests that they leave, leading the others to start beating her. Fritz tries to intervene, but to no avail, and Harriet ends up getting raped, in obviously the most unpleasant sequence in the film. On the way to the power plant, Fritz expresses his disdain for the people that he's with. He still plants the bomb, though, and he only realizes that he's messed up when it's too late. We end in the hospital, where the three girls from the beginning are begging to see Fritz. They then go in behind a nun, who turns out to be Harriet, who's there in thanks for his kindness. After reciting the speech that he first used to captivate the three girls from before, he ends up having an orgy with them, the same cat he's always been. The film ends with the cop guarding his door lamenting his death, completely oblivious to what is happening in the room. I really can't stress how much I love this movie. It's really one of my favorite animated films of all time. The way it covers such tough issues is just, I don't know what to say, really. I definitely suggest checking it out.